Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EURUSD. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Greetings everybody, welcome to technical analysis of the Forex market from ForexPeaceArmy.com. Well, we'll start from the daily time frame of the euro currency today. Well, due to recent price action, there is now much objects to discuss today. So, as we said on the previous research, this was the strong area of support because this is the monthly pivot support 1. Daily oversold area, this blue line, this Jordan-Napoli oscillator predictor, it shows us the level of oversold on the market, and this was also and is the daily confluence support. So although we have strong bearish bias on the daily time frame, this nasty bars to the downside, yesterday was not the time to enter on the short side of the market because market stands at support, strong support, and daily oversold. The odds suggest that market probably could show some pullback before any continuation to the downside, and that currently is happening. What we see right here, first of all, this highway pattern, okay, and the yesterday's trading session was the inside day compared to this one, so possibly we could see some further move to the upside, some retracement to the upside. Well, and the nearest area to watch for as the target of this possible upside move is right here, 145.03. This is a 3.8 resistance from this whole swing down, okay, from this high to this low, and weekly pivot point 145.14 that has been traded yet by the market. Well, potentially this could turn to some kind of head and shoulders patterns. You can see this from left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but this pattern is a bit skewed because the top is too high compared to shoulder. I prefer to see no more than 1618 expansion from the shoulder, but this is even higher. Okay, this is more radial move. This is really strong plunge to the downside. Well, possibly this could work as a potential head and shoulders, but I prefer to see more harmonic patterns as a head and shoulders. And besides, it's a bit too early to speak about it because we even do not see any solid signs of the right shoulder. Maybe market just accelerates to the downside, and this will be the just pure speaking about this possible pattern. Anyway, if we talk about the current trading session, then I think that market could reach during the retracement this area around 145. Okay, so if you are entering yesterday on the long side, as we have discussed, then this is the area where you can think about taking the profit. If you are bearish, well, and wait for some pullback to enter on the short side of the market. In this case, watch for this area for the possible reversal signals on the hourly chart, for instance, when the market can show you clear signs that it should continue move to the downside. Just one worries and notification for you: if market will break this area to the upside and will hold above the pivot, then we should expect move at least to this area, 146.64. This is 618 resistance from the whole swing down and 50% resistance on this nasty long bar to the downside right here. Well, and if market will move above this area, above the weekly pivot point, it will tell us that possibly weekly bread and butter buy pattern is forming currently and market is tending to the target of this pattern. And this target, if we suggest that market has started this pattern right from this area, and this is a really weekly bread and butter trade, then this is the target of this trade. Okay, and the first signal, the beacon that market probably really turns to accomplishment of this bread and butter trade is if market will move above the weekly pivot point and hold there. This will tell us that market really tends to show some deeper retracement. This is the bread and butter trade on the weekly time frame. Who do not familiar with this scenario, I suggest you to visit our forum on the ForexPeaceArmy.com and read weekly research in the corresponding thread on the market. Well, why does it mean that market should tend to this area? Just take a look how market behaved on the thrusting moves. Touch weekly pivot point and go. Touch weekly pivot point and go. This is retracement to the weekly pivot support 1. Again, touch and go. So on the downside move, this could be the same. So market accelerates to the downside, touch weekly pivot point, and continue move to the downside. If it will not happen, it tells that market turns to some deeper retracement, and it could reach as far as weekly pivot resistance 1, and this is somewhere in this area. I don't have it on this chart, but it's somewhere in this area, and this coincides with the target of the weekly bread and butter, and it tells that in fact market start the bread and butter, weekly bread and butter trade right from this area. Okay, so track this area. As for the taking the profit from the intraday scalp trade that you possibly has entered on yesterday's trading session, also as the further clue that possibly market will it continue move to the upside or not. If it reversed here, then we could count on some acceleration to the downside, and as we specified on the weekly research, it could be area around 140, 140, 140. This is weekly confidence support. So probably bread and butter trade could start from this area. If it will hold above it, then this will be the next area to watch for. On the intraday chart, this is 4-hour chart, a couple of interesting moments. Well, this is monthly pivot support 1, this lime line. Okay, so yesterday we said that we should expect some buy signals in this area. And on the market forum, I have posted a couple of moments that could be treated as the buy signals that market has shown yesterday. First of all, this is the double repo buy pattern. Although it's not perfect, I said it's more a look-alike than clear double repo buy, but still we have nice thrust to the downside. This was not even 3-8 retracement from the initial swing to the downside. That's good. Okay, so we can count this as the nice thrust. Close above the 3x3. Okay, close below and establishing new lows. This is important because during the new lows has been established, the breakout traders who trade on the breakout of the previous lows has entered on the market. Now they has been trapped in this and place stops somewhere above this area or above this area. Okay, now then close above, second close above. So during this bar, the double repo buy has been confirmed, although you can see that it looks like more the triple repo, because this is first swing down, second swing, and here last swing. As you remember, we have expected the 3-drive buy, first drive, second drive, and I think that market could continue move down. When market has completed this bullish engulfing pattern, it's right here you can see, and hasn't reached the lower level than this low, it tells me that probably market turns to reversal. Okay, also on the hourly chart you might see the strong bullish divergence. It's right here, or as I call it also convergence. So this enough for the bullish context to enter on the long side. If you trade double repo, that's fine. You should enter somewhere from on this bar or on this bar or on retracement after this bar anyway, because the this double repo has not been cancelled by the market and it still works. The another pattern that is forming was appointed on our forum. Also, this thanks to Georgetta that has posted its view on the possible butterfly buy. Okay, that's nice work. She said about this butterfly. This is left wing of the butterfly. Okay, and this is right wing. The target of this potential butterfly is 127 expansion. The nearest target stands around this area, and 1618 stands already above the weekly pivot point around 145.46. The target of the double repo forming from this pattern A, B, C bottom. Market has hit 100% expansion. 1618 target stands around 144.59 and coincide with the thrusting reaction from the thrusting bar, okay, from this thrust move around 144.65. So this is area of agreement, just about 144.81, the target of the butterfly, okay. So as you can see, a lot of different targets coincide in the tight range around 144.70, 145. So this is an area where we should watch for the possible reversals on the market to the downside, if market will show any. If market suddenly will break this blue dash line, that's weekly pivot point, and hold above it, okay, then possibly we could count on the moving at least to 146.65, 147 area. It's right here, okay. So that's my current view on the market. Be careful, take a risk reasonable, and watch for this area first, 144.80, 145.10, somewhere in this area. If market will fail there and show some reversal to the downside, butterfly will start to work, then possibly we could enter on the short side with the target from this larger A, B, C top pattern on the daily time frame. If market will break it and hold there, then possibly we could count on some further move to the upside. That's the general scenario for the current trading session.